President recognizes Senator Prose.
Thank you, Madam President. It's a great honor today to spend a few moments of the Senate's time as the people of the state of Michigan should stop and say thank you to those that have served our nation. And we do that today in taking a bit of time to do just exactly that. As you can tell, I'm joined by General Stone. I'm glad that he's able to join us in honoring a veteran of our armed services who hasn't served in just one war, and not 2 wars, but in fact 3 wars in our armed forces. The story begins with, as most of us in the legislature know, we receive emails and text messages from folks all across our districts. Well, the Reverend David Haas suggested that, John, did you know that in our own midst and in my congregation exists this unbelievable veteran? Mr. Arthur Hawkins here, in his service to our nation, Reverend Haas said, John, what do we do in the Michigan Senate to say thank you? And I said, we will find a way to say thank you. As you heard earlier, the majority floor leader suggested that we honor some veterans that are with us today in the gallery. We honor them, and today we honor Arthur Hawkins of Riverside, Michigan. I'll read a portion of the tribute that gives some background as to why we stop and pause today. Arthur Hawkins is a veteran of 3 wars. First assigned to the 19th Bombardment Group, 30th Bombardment Squadron, say that 3 times fast, Arthur, which was the most decorated bombardment group in World War II. As a part of this group, Art served in one of the oldest organizations in the United States Air Force, with a long and proud history of service to our nation, a tradition which Art was able to further enhance. He also fought in the Western Pacific Offensive against Japan, and for his efforts in the war received the American Theater Ribbon, the Asian Pacific Theater Ribbon, and 2 battle stars, Good Conduct Medal and the Victory Medal for World War II. But that wasn't it, folks. Following World War II, he served as a staff sergeant in the Korean War. Through his bravery and valor, Art was able to earn even further accommodations, including the Good Conduct Medal and Air Force Longevity Service Award. Remarkably, he finished his service to the United States Air Force in 1967 after also serving in Vietnam. After serving the United States Air Force for an astounding 34 years, he added the National Defense Service Medal with 1 Bronze Star, the Air Force Longevity Service Award ribbon, 4 oak leaf clusters, and the Distinguished Presidential Unit Citation Service Award with 1 oak leaf cluster. We are truly grateful for his bravery, courage, and willingness to risk his own life in order to protect the liberty and freedom that we and so many others in our great nation hold so very dear. Indeed, his noble actions serve as an incredible example that we can all take great pride in. We're joined today by members of his family who have benefited from his service just as all of us have. His wife, Fanny, joins us. Obviously, the Reverend David Haas, Melissa Becker and Joseph Becker, Jr., Teresa Becker and young Leah Becker joins us also as a 3rd grader. In total, 9 grandchildren and 13 great-grandchildren, and special prayers that he asked us to provide today for his son-in-law, Jeff Lodge, who is having hip surgery. Men and women of the Senate, staff, guests in the gallery, we are indeed honored to have such an unbelievable individual who, without question, would have never asked for this honor to be presented before the Michigan Senate. He's far too humble for that. He'd be the first to tell you that he represents the so many other men and women who've given so much to our nation, so much to the liberty and freedom that we all have in our great nation. So while he didn't ask for this, please join me in presenting a flag flown over the Michigan Capitol and the following tribute in honor of his great service to our nation. Thank you, Arthur Hawkins. God bless, and may God bless America.
Senator Prose moves to have his remarks printed in the Journal without objection, so ordered.